It's Championship Saturday here in the Northeast Conference as we will crown a winner and an AQ to the NCAA tournament as the #1 seed St. Francis University Red Flash take on the 4 seed LIU Sharks. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Red Flash Softball Field alongside Rich Behan. I'm JJ Duke. Rich, as we look at it, the expectation was St. Francis was going to be here. They did their job winning 2 games. On the opposite side, LIU have just won 2 elimination games to get to this point.
These teams no strangers to each other. You play during the regular season. This was our first game of this tournament weekend, and the matchup, it'll take us maybe 1 game, maybe 2 games, but it'll be our last as well.
Fans, you can follow the Northeast Conference and all your favorite social networking sites at NEC Sports. Get exclusive content, interact with the NEC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. Also, be sure to check out the NEC's official website at northeastconference.org, where you'll find all the latest news and notes from around the NEC. 7-8-9 due up now for St. Francis in the top of the 2nd inning after the top of the first saw a pair of hit by pitches dealt by LIU starter Alyssa O'Donnell, and then an RBI knock from Olivia Ulam with the 2nd run coming across on a throwing error, and then Grace Vesco consolidated it for St. Francis with a 0 in the bottom of the frame.
Yeah, we mentioned in that inning for O'Donnell, you can't work yourself into trouble. If St. Francis is going to win this game, you got to let them do it with the bat. You can't give them extra opportunities, and that's really exactly what happened in the first. You know, you see Sabin, it was the first pitch of the game that Sabin got hit with, and then Ward followed it up, and LIU compounded their own problems with an error. So, you know, it's just a shame for LIU, who has worked to get to this point and has been great, not only defensively, but in the circle. You know, I'm not going to say the moment has gotten a little big for them, but I think it's just a matter of playing all these innings of softball consecutively.
Junior left fielder Ashley Rubel steps in, a .311 hitter this year with 2 homers, 21 runs driven in. 1-0 is on the edge for a strike. And Rich Behan, if we look now at Alyssa O'Donnell here, we've seen her be successful early in this tournament, picked up the win in a start against FDU. What does she need to do, not only just to calm herself down, but get into a rhythm?
Retiring this first batter here in the 2nd. Oh boy.
That one clips the knee of Rubel. That is now the 3rd hit by pitch issued by O'Donnell. We've seen a number of hit by pitches, Rich, in this tournament. It's got to be closing in on 10, and that's now the 16th of the season for O'Donnell on her own.
And coming into this one, O'Donnell had only hit 1 previously in the tournament, as you see. Now she keeps trying to work that inside part of the plate, which is a good decision and where you can really jam these St. Francis hitters. But the problem is, if you don't have not only location, but, you know, a little bit of the dive on your pitches, what's going to happen is it's going to run in and hit the batters. And again, you don't want to work into your own trouble.
Well, just a little while ago, Desiree Smith completed the game that she started yesterday. Went the distance against the Mount, gave up 2 earned runs. She started against St. Francis on Thursday. And if O'Donnell continues to go down this path, you figure we might see her again. Rubel ending up swinging and popping this one outside of first. And we'll do it at 1-1.
Actually hit the top of the dugout there. You probably heard the thud through the microphone. But, you know, we've talked about O'Donnell versus St. Francis in that opening game. Again, St. Francis really did not get to her until the late innings. She shut them down for the first few innings, and then Ulam eventually opened it up with that grand slam later towards the back end of that game. It was in the 4th, but in the 6th, excuse me. But, you know, she really sailed through those first couple innings. And if you're Roy Cortman now and this LIU staff, you know, you'll see how long and how much confidence you have in O'Donnell to right the ship.
2-1 now to Lauren Aubrey, the right fielder. That ball hits the batter on the foot. You have to really chalk this up to nerves, Rich. We saw this pitcher, O'Donnell, solid yesterday. Not sensational, but solid. And in fact, I don't think Roy Cortman's going to wait much longer. He will go to the bullpen, and it's going to be the new pitcher, Desiree Smith.
I want to get another look at this pitch here. if we can slow it down, it did, either on the, again, similar to the hit by pitch on Ward. It either caught her on the top left of the foot or the back right foot. And, I mean, 4 hit by pitch, you know, you don't even get through one time through the batting order. And if you're O'Donnell, you had such good success yesterday, and to come out today, and you know, it's a shame for her because really she's not getting hard contact, I'll say, from St. Francis, but you know, she's just boxed herself into certain situations that it's hard to work out.
So now Rory Corman goes with basically the hot hand of the two that he's used thus far. Desiree Smith, who is a freshman righty from Simi Valley, California. This is now her 4th appearance in this conference tournament. On the season is 4.77 ERA. This is her 25th appearance. She's started 11, 7-5 on the year, 83 2/3 innings, 109 hits, 69 runs, 57 of those are earned, walked 25, struck out 39. But she's got a 4.05 ERA this weekend, and 13 1/3 has only allowed 6 earned runs.
And it's only inflated because of that grand slam.
It's Madeline Barnes, the catcher and the number 9 hitter for the Red Flash, will spoil this flat foul. Now, you mentioned kind of how you don't want to go, you know, too deep before letting things get away. You also want to avoid deja vu all over again, because these two teams met on this field in the championship last season. St. Francis won 12-14 as Barnes bunts this. Nice covering by Reno that throws in time, so the sacrifice gets the job done. So correcting myself, 12-4, but 9 of those 12 runs, Rich, came in the second inning.
Yeah, and again, you know, we want to mention that I think it was the right decision, just because, again, like I had mentioned before, 4 hit batters and you don't even get through the lineup once. It's just, at that point, it becomes a mental game. You're not even, and they're going to give the intentional pass here to Miss Sabin.
Sabin, by the way, the NEC Player of the Year, has not had a great tournament, though, it has to be said. 1 for 7 with 1 RBI. That was a sacrifice fly yesterday. But this now puts a nice little spot here for Jordan Petrikowski. And when we talked to St. Francis's head coach, Jessica O'Donnell, she said that, you know, the work ethic that Sabin has, who would be the one that comes in, she said that Petrikowski could very well be that person if she gets to the hunger level and keeps it consistent.
And Petrikowski has had a good tournament, 571, and a lot of that came in the last game, her last game, the first game yesterday against Mount St. Mary. She's had 7 at-bats, 4 hits, has mixed in a double as well, a walk. So not only has she done it with the bat, but she's gotten on base via the walk as well. And I mean, this, you hate to say it, but in the top half of the second, I don't want to say it's the game right here, but this is certainly the pivotal point.
Petrikowski in this tournament, 4 for 7, 4 runs scored. Flies this one out to right in foul territory. It's caught by Blanchard. All runners tag up, and St. Francis add to their lead.
We have really seen the ball not travel out in right field. I thought Petrikowski got a really good swing on that, but it just took Blanchard into foul territory, and she was able to make the catch. That's a big second out for Smith. That could have been way worse. And Blanchard makes the good decision also to throw to second base, because sometimes you get lost in that play. You think, oh, maybe I have a play at the plate, but good fundamentals there by Blanchard.
Good fundamentals, but heads up base running by Sabin to take the base anyways, as everyone moved up 1. So now a single by Ward could bring home 2 more runs. Ward already was hit by a pitch and scored. This tournament, 3 for 7. That one a bit off the plate there, but Desiree Smith will not mind. That's actually where she got a lot of her calls earlier in the completion of the Game 5.
You know, all that you ask from a home plate umpire is that it's consistent, and we've seen that so far from Brian Sonak. He likes that pitch on the outside. I mean, that pitch is over the other batter's box on the line. But, you know, Vesco got that call, and if he's going to give it to Smith, then, you know, you just like it to go both ways.
Olivia Ulam is on deck, who already has an RBI knock. And she's got a tournament-best 6 runs driven in. Yes, 6 in 2 games and 2 innings. Not even 2 innings complete. 1-2 though to Ward. Smith trying to get out of it. Grounder off the third baseman, but it was foul.
We'll see by how far. I should say that ball was foul. It kind of came up on Reno. She went down to, I think, both of her knees to try and field it. Yeah, over into foul territory. Clicked off the end of the glove, but thankfully for her, it was a foul ball.
So we'll do it 1-2 again. At third is Aubrey, second is Saban. This one driven out to right field. It will slice out of play, as it will now trickle down a monstrous hill, which is just to the left of us. So this would be huge here for Smith to get out of this, only allowing the 1 run. She inherited 2 runners on base who are in the line of O'Donnell. 1 ain't too bad. 1-2 now. This ball drilled out to left field, carrying, gone! Lindsey Ward touches them all. St. Francis have blown it open here in the second.
We had talked to Lindsey Ward yesterday, and I joked with her, and I said she only had 1 double on the year, but 7 home runs. I said, did you miss the weight room? Well, she didn't miss it, obviously, between the time I talked to her yesterday and here today. But I want to shout out Hinkle out there in left field. She gave a great effort to try and get back there, but she just ran out of room. And if you're LIU, you had 2 strikes. You were 1 away from getting out of the inning. As you look at Ward cross the plate there, she has now had a tremendous tournament.
First pitch swinging by Ulam, grounded to third. Across the diamond is Reno, and that will end this inning. But the damage has been done. St. Francis as a team, 45 homers, and they've gotten now 4 in this tournament. After an inning and a half, Red Flash lead 6-0.